Okay, we are back on the First and Goal podcast. I'm here with Jacob. How are you doing today?
Week 18's finally here. Only one more week to watch this disastrous franchise.
Just got to wait for that second round pick.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. We're going to get a first round pick somewhere. Whether it's Robert Quinn or Khalil Mack, we'll get one.
I don't know if somebody sets the franchise record. He set the franchise record for sacks, right?
Already did.
You got to keep him, right?
No. For
Or
his
complete
sake,
tear
we
down
trade
and
him.
rebuild.
Let him try to go win somewhere else. For our sake, let's get a pick.
Or you trade for O-line help.
Well, that also would make sense. I would be okay with that option as well. But
Weird.
we got some weird news today. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just shows that some football players are insane.
Yeah, so I mean, let's start off with the one that everyone likes to talk about right now. Antonio Brown, officially released by the Buccaneers. He is claiming that a trainer had said that he is not healthy enough to play. Bruce Arians said that they are not going to be sitting anyone, and that Bruce Arians forced him to play. And then that's what caused the entire eruption on the sidelines, is that AB wasn't feeling right. Bruce Arians said, no, you must continue to play. And Brown freaked out and said, this wasn't worth it, and left the field the way he did.
If that is true, I think you got to bring sanctions down on either Arians or the Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, for player safety, that's such a big thing in the league. If that's true, one, AB is a child. Like, there's no explanation for him to act that way. Although, if he doesn't do that, I wonder if we're talking about this.
Probably not.
So if
He
it is
probably
true,
says something after the game, but it's swept under the rug.
Yeah, because if he just walks off, you're like, oh, he must have got injured on the last play. And you wouldn't even ask him about it. You'd just be like, okay, he got injured during the game. But the way he did it, gets basically fired from his job, and then is able to step out and start showing text messages of a guy named BA in his phone saying, we are not resting anyone. You will be playing this week. And he says, like, oh, I can't. Like, he was showing like video or pictures and videos of him getting stretched out. Not a great look.
So, I mean, Arians definitely feels like more of a traditional football coach, where even if you're injured, I'm trying to win football games. Whereas someone like Matt LaFleur with like David Bakhtiari or Jair Alexander, where they've been practicing for weeks, but he's thinking of the long term for the player.
Right. I mean, not very different situations either. It's not like the Buccaneers didn't have a playoff spot already clinched.
Yeah.
Not looking great. Not looking great at all. Another injury news: Clinton Portis, ex-star running back for the Washington Redskins, he's going to prison for 6 months over lying about injuries that he sued the NFL for, I believe, originally. And now it's getting the repercussions because he basically cheated them out of all this money.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand when people do this. Obviously, it's going to come out that you didn't have these injuries. Like, unless the NFL is just full of a bunch of morons, they're going to report every single injury you've had in your career. And plus, medical records are going to show after your career what type of injuries, not just self-diagnosed.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird situation. See you later, Clinton. We'll see you back for next season. The Bucs are short on wide receivers. However, Hall of Famer Terrell Owens is hoping to get a call from Bruce Arians and the Bucs to be Tom Brady's newest wide receiver too, hopefully.
So he goes from Steve Young to begin his career.
If you think about it, there's probably no one that will have had as great of quarterbacks throwing to him throughout his career than Terrell Owens, because he would have had Steve Young,
Jeff
um,
Garcia,
Jeff Garcia, Donovan McNabb, Tony
Tony
Romo,
Romo.
Carson Palmer, I believe, was still with the Bengals. I don't know who was with the Bills when he was there. And then he could possibly be already in the Hall of Fame, which I think would be a first, that a player that has already been inducted to the Hall of Fame gets then put onto a roster, not as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're. What is he for? He's a dog. Has to be like 47 now.
I don't know. I'll look that up as we do this, but I mean, it's just kind of funny. Like, if there's a guy that I would like to have come back after such a long delay, it would be Terrell Owens. Just because I'm a big TO guy. He's 48.
Oh, off by a year. He's almost
he,
50 years
he,
old playing in the NFL.
hey,
He
he
would be
said
the.
he's
I think he
never
has to be the
stopped
oldest player
training.
at that point.
What?
He would have to be the oldest player in NFL history at that point.
I believe there was a kicker.
I thought the kicker made it to 45 or 46.
Yeah, you might be right, because I think Tom Brady might beat that record pretty soon. You know what? T.O. should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. He wants to probably still prove that he could still do it. He said he's never stopped training, and he actually showed some like footage. And
I will.
I'm not gonna lie, like if I would have saw that footage versus the footage that Colin Kaepernick put out from that pro day that he did in like a random Mississippi cornfield, I would take T.O. Like T.O. showed some explosion.
Oh yeah, on that, did you hear Devontae Adams' comments on Instagram? Instagram posting your workouts.
No.
He pretty much trashed people for posting Instagram workouts. He's like, "Yeah, instead of doing this, why don't you practice at game speed?"
Well,
Coming from the best wide receiver in football, I mean,
in terms of, we got a lot of players announcing that they'll be going into the NFL draft. I think we'll kind of save that. Otherwise, this episode would be like 3 hours long. We'll hopefully get Gars on here to talk about that a little bit with you, and then other news around the league. I'm sure I'm missing a little bit.
let's see. Couple players out. Let's see. I mean, Jalen Ramsey came out and said the 49ers have our number, but they don't have mind control over us after the Rams have lost 5 in a row.
Whatever.
To the Niners.
They're probably going to lose this week. I don't think they'll play that hard.
I mean, I think they're fighting for seeding still.
They are, but I mean, is the seeding worth the health? Maybe not.
The Packers, LaFleur came out and said that he's playing to win this week.
Whatever. There's no reason for that, but okay. What? Because he doesn't want to lose the Lions? Like,
Nope.
come on.
Oh yeah, another thing to report on is Matt LaFleur officially became the winningest head coach in his first 3 seasons in NFL history.
Helps when you have a Hall of Fame quarterback.
I mean, he's a pretty great coach.
He entered a job that was easily the number one job probably the last decade to open up.
Yeah, I mean, he was coming off a 6-10 record.
On a year that Rodgers didn't play. Did he?
Played that year. He was out for a little bit, but he played that year. Just that was the year where it came out as he was changing McCarthy's calls at the line.
That was the year the Bears made the playoffs, correct?
Yeah, when the last time the Bears won the division.
Yeah, because Rodgers got hurt in week 1 and wasn't really himself the entire season.
Oh wait, that was all. No wait, he was originally changing the place at the line, but then he said McCarthy's play calling was so bad, so he kept it just to get him fired.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, good for LaFleur. It's a record that he has, but I mean, I think I could have done that, to be 100% honest. So, good for LaFleur. We'll see what he can do next year without Rodgers. That's all I'm saying.
In other news, former Chicago Bear great Charles Leno agreed to a 3-year, $37.5 million extension with the Washington football team.
What a bunch of morons. He's not that good.
He's actually played pretty well for them this year.
Oh my God. 3 years, 37 million.
37.5.
I hope that's not all guaranteed. Actually, the Washington football team has said that they will be announcing their new team name. And among the options, I have it listed right here. Among the options is the Armada, the Presidents, the Brigade, Redhawks, Commanders, Red Wolves, Defenders, and the possibility that they will be called the Washington football team.
I hope they keep the name.
That's such a the Snyder move. You know he's gonna keep it at football team. He didn't want to change it from Redskins. He's gonna make this big ordeal, and it's still gonna be the football team.
Well, I know I voted in the poll when it was up, and you could put in your own answer.
Oh, me too. I put the Redskins, and then I put their old uniforms.
Yep, I think I voted twice. One of the guys on YouTube that I watch, Tom Grassi, he does a bunch of Packer stuff. He was like, we should get him at the Washington Wildflowers.
Yeah, no. So like they said, like you have to design a logo. So I took the Washington Redskins logo and uploaded that. And I even like helped them because I designed their jerseys too. They actually had some really cool ones already on Google Images, so I uploaded those as well.
In other big news, Derrick Henry has returned to practice this week.
Jesus, I hope they get the 1 seed. I want to see a healthy Derrick Henry in the playoffs.
I want to see a healthy Derrick Henry at home in the playoffs in Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. I'm cheering for him big time this week.
Yeah.
The most unathletic news of the week: Adam Schefter tore his ACL doing the gritty, which is probably the least athletic dance of all time. So good work, Shefty. Big idiot. We'll find out if he we're gonna find out if he requires surgery. I can't believe that was a real thing. He did it during the Bears-Vikings Monday Night Football game. So probably the biggest event that happened in that entire game, because nothing else eventful happened.
Yeah,
I think that's all. We'll get into picks for the week. After this week, Sam has already won pretty much the season because I suck. After this, what we'll end up doing is just picking games, because in the playoffs, who cares about the spread? Instead, we care about who's going to advance. So we'll kind of start from here. Saturday football, Chiefs at Broncos. I'm going to guess the Chiefs are going to be playing this game because if the Titans can slip up, they will get the 1 seed back. Kansas City is favored by 11.
I mean, the Titans are playing the Houston Texans this week.
Davis Mills, man. I feel like you still have to play the game because you have to win. Make them sweat it a little bit. You don't want them getting 2 weeks of not having to play their starters. So I think that they have to play to win. I think technically that the Bengals could pass them up, if I'm not mistaken. I think someone could pass them up.
Well, yeah, the Bengals, I think, are a game back, and they have the tiebreaker because they just beat them.
So you have to play this game. So I'm going to take Kansas City minus 11.
Yeah, I think the Broncos have kind of given up a little bit on the season. I think Vic Fangio, he could be out of a job this offseason.
Which is crazy.
But, so, yeah, I'll go KC minus 11. I think have a bounce back performance from the way their defense played against the Bengals, which I can't fault them for playing against those weapons.
No.
But, yeah.
And then our other Saturday game this week, Cowboys at Eagles. Dallas is favorited by 5. I think Dallas has to bounce back, so I will take Dallas.
This team has been playing great to end the year. They got a quarterback that neither me or you believe in
At all.
We both think he could easily be replaced and probably get the same results.
Gardner Minshew kind of proved it.
But I'm going Philly +5. Divisional game. What?
They are at home, so
yeah, in Philadelphia. Cowboys did not look great last week against the Arizona Cardinals. But yeah, give me Philly +5.
Which is shocking if you listen to yesterday's power rankings poll, because you still have them top 5. So we'll see. Bengals at Browns. Cleveland is for some reason favorited by 6. I don't think it matters who plays for the Bengals. I think that Cleveland has pretty much given it up. Plus, they can win this game. So I'm going to take Bengals +6.
The Bengals are dogs?
Yeah. I'm guessing what they're thinking is going to happen is that Kansas City is going to just win the game tomorrow or on Saturday, and then they'll know that they don't have to play anyone.
Yeah, probably.
Although,
and what's the difference between getting the 3 and the 4 seed?
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, give me Cincinnati +6. Baker is sitting this week. He's done for the year.
Possibly in a uniform.
But yeah, do you trust Case Keenum?
No.
It's what, Case Keenum versus
Brandon Allen.
Brandon Allen, not Ryan Finley, thank God. If you don't know, I have a vendetta against Ryan Finley.
He's your least favorite player in the NFL.
He lost me an NFL. He lost me a fantasy championship.
Ryan Finley.
So yeah, give me the Bengals +6.
He wasn't on the roster. It's just because he didn't get sacked and his defense didn't score a point.
Yep.
So Ryan Finley. Packers at Lions. Packers are favorited by 3.5. LaFleur says they're playing to win. I trust LaFleur. I'm going to take Packers -3.5.
So I think Goff has been practicing this week, but I don't see the reason in bringing him back for the last game of the season and maybe having something worse happen to him. And Tim Boyle is facing his old team. Extra motivation this week after coming off a 3 interception performance.
Ooh, extra motivation. Ooh.
But yeah, give me Green Bay -3.5. Even if they play the starters like it's the first quarter or something, just to get him a little bit of game action for maybe someone like Bakhtiari or Jair.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, even if Jordan Love comes in and plays the last 3 quarters, I mean, he played KC tough when and Mahomes tough when they were playing earlier in the season. So yeah, give me the Packers -3.5.
Bears at Vikings. Vikings are favorited by 5.5. I'm going Bears +5.5 because this is a Matt Nagy led team that doesn't quit. They're going to win this game, and then depending on how the tiebreaker goes, they will be in second place because they are the Chicago Bears.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure the Vikings have played the Bears tough over the last couple of years.
Nagy has a winning record against them.
He does?
I think he's 6-2 or 7-3 or something like that. I don't remember how. 7-2?
Probably 6-2.
6-3?
Oh yeah, it'd be odd. So probably like 6-3.
6-3 maybe. So there's no way he's getting swept by him. Come on.
Both of these coaches are probably coaching for their job.
They're
both could be let go. Both are probably going to be let go at the end of the season, no matter what.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like Sean Mannion over Justin Fields.
Well, that's if Justin Fields plays. He has COVID.
Is he vaccinated?
Yes. So he could possibly return on Sunday. Otherwise, they said it could be a game time decision on who's going to play quarterback. This is how dysfunctional we are. We have 3 quarterbacks that could all start on any given day and all
Nice.
play just as average as each other.
But yeah, I like Justin Jefferson to torch that Chicago defense. So yeah, give me Minnesota -5.5.
Washington football team at the Giants. Washington football team is favored by 7. I think the Giants just suck, and I think that they don't care anymore. Plus, with it being a home game, I don't see them fighting too hard because they're all going to be able to just go right back home and start their offseason. I'm going to take the Washington football team because they also have to get onto what I'm assuming would be a bus to drive back to Washington because that's a very close drive.
Yeah, I'm going Washington football team -7 as well.
I just can't see them all looking at each other saying, like, how do we suck this bad? Ron Rivera probably getting pissed. I don't see him getting fired anytime soon.
Yeah. I think they're playing. I think they like Ron. So
I think they're all playing for their jobs too. The players, not the coaches. So we'll see. I do think they like Ron, the team. I've never really heard anything bad about him.
Yeah, same.
Colts at Jaguars. Colts are favored by 15.5. That's a college spread right there if I've ever seen. I think the Jags plus 15.5, just because I could see this being a 3-touchdown game at one point, and then they're going to start sitting their guys. I think it's gonna be like a backdoor cover.
It's 15.5.
15.5.
Okay. So the Jaguars are coming off a loss of 40 points to the New England Patriots. So even if they lose by half that much, that's still covered. The Colts are playing for a postseason berth.
40 points in the NFL.
So yeah, give me Indy -15.5.
To a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
God, I'm so happy I'm not a Jags fan.
Yeah, they'll be in London soon.
Oh, that's even worse though, actually.
London
Steelers at
Jaguars.
Ravens. Ravens are favored by 5. This could be the last game of Ben Roethlisberger's career. I'm going to take Steelers +5.
Yeah, give me Pittsburgh +5. I think this team's playing for Ben. Did you see Juju's post about him?
No.
Yeah, it was a really heartfelt message out to Ben. I think this team loves him.
I think people. So I mean, obviously he had his struggles. Like there's no
early in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been a dad of most of these guys now, though.
Yeah.
I
think this team really likes Ben.
I think
I can see him being around the team next year in some capacity if he doesn't want to go and pull a Brett Favre route where he's just out in nature and relaxing.
He's a Steeler for life. I can't see him playing for another team. Then again, I also said that about Brady and Favre, kind of saying it about Rodgers. So.
But yeah. I think he said he's retiring though at the end of the season. I think his body's just giving up on him.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen how mobile he's been all year.
Yeah, so but I think this team's gonna play for Ben and Tomlin. So give me Pittsburgh +5.
Titans at Texans. Titans are favored by 10. I'm gonna take the Titans. I think that if Derrick Henry plays even half this game, he's gonna have 2 or 3 touchdowns. Just to prove a point that he's healthy.
I mean, Mills has looked good this year. Probably him and we've said him and Jones have looked like the 2 best rookie quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the Titans -10. They have to get right. I think that offense has to get right before the postseason.
Definitely.
Hopefully get especially integrating Julio, AJ Brown, and Derrick Henry back into it. They're going to be extra motivated, hoping to get that 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And give all those guys another week to rest up and hopefully play maybe Kansas City at home this year instead of in Kansas City.
100%. I think that it's going to be awesome to have Tennessee have home field advantage through the AFC.
I agree.
Saints at Falcons. Saints are favorited by 3.5. I'm going to take the Falcons plus 3.5. I think this is a field goal game.
Atlanta does not have much to play for.
No, other than
Has nothing to play
spoil their
for.
rival.
Other than, yeah, keeping the Saints out of the postseason. I think this is going to kind of show what, Arthur Smith, what they have played better the last couple of weeks. And if they are playing a little bit for Arthur Smith or not, but I think New Orleans is going to come out motivated. Sean Payton's going to have this team playing well, staying in New Orleans this next season. And I like the Saints minus 3.5 here.
Sean Payton's going after this year. Jets at Bills. Bills are favorited by 16. Now, at this point, we will know the result, I believe, right, of the Patriots game.
Wait, let me see. The Bills are.
No, they also had to play at the same time. I'm going to take the Bills. I'll take the Bills then. 16. I just think that they're going to be playing to absolutely annihilate the Bills or the Jets because they'll have to actually compete with the scoring of the Patriots to make sure that the Patriots don't win, they don't lose, and then they are now not even getting a home game in the playoffs. So I'll take Buffalo.
So the Bills have a point differential of plus 177 this season, the highest in franchise history. I like the Bills to, try and run up the score on them and try and give the Patriots even no hope that they can even get the division. So
I also think that they're going to play to really get Josh Allen back in the groove and make sure that he's primed for the postseason. So no better to do that against than the Jets.
Give me Buffalo minus 16.
49ers at Rams. Rams favored by 4.5. Obviously, they are playing for playoff seeding. I will take the Rams minus 4.5. Even though they don't play particularly well against the Niners.
The Niners have won 5 in a row against the Los Angeles Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Shanahan has Sean McVay's number.
You could say that, yeah.
Even if the Rams win this game, I think it's a field goal game at best for them. So, give me the San Francisco 49ers plus 4.5.
I think Stafford has to play well. I mean, I think that he just knows that he has to play well. Regardless, win or lose, I think he just needs to go and ball out. Patriots at Dolphins. Patriots are favored by 6. Dolphins don't have anything to play for anymore. I think that part of me thinks just because it is a Bill Belichick disciple, basically, in Flores, I think he's going to have him figured out. So I'm going to go Patriots minus 6. I think that it's kind of almost more respect thing. And I don't know if Flores wants to really hurt Bill.
I mean, this team is I think this team likes Flores. Any team that starts the season 1-7 and can get back to 8-8 obviously has to be somewhat motivated and like their head coach. Definitely. So I think Flores will have him come out and have him playing. But I like New England minus 6 here. Coming off a 40-point victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're going to beat another Florida team here.
I also think that they know that they're 1 or 2 pieces away from really making any noise. So a better draft pick for them doesn't hurt. But Seahawks at Cardinals. Cardinals favored by only 6.5. I'm going to take the Cardinals because they are playing for way more than the Seahawks are.
And that's 6.5?
6.5. This is Russell Wilson's probably last game in Seattle or in a Seattle uniform.
I don't know. From what I've been hearing, he's been pretty happy in Seattle outside of Pete.
We'll see how that changes.
But I'll go Seattle plus 6.5.
Do you think they'll win the game?
No, but it's a divisional game. I mean, I think Arizona's gonna be playing for something just because they have a chance at winning the division.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think Russ is gonna have a good game.
It's gonna be hard in Arizona. Panthers at Bucs. I love the Bucs. Favorited by 8 points. I think Tom Brady, this is where Tom Brady becomes Tom Brady. He's going to have to rally this team together after everything, and they're going to blow out the Panthers. Also to keep that number 2 spot. So Bucs -8.
Yeah, I agree. Bucs -8. I don't care who the quarterback is in Carolina, whether it's Darnold, Newton, PJ Walker. I don't think they have an NFL worthy quarterback on their roster at this point. So give me Tampa Bay -8.
And in the last game of the week, winner gets into the playoffs. Chargers at Raiders.
Wait, if Indy loses to the Jaguars, these teams can tie and both get in.
Or I think
is that if Indy loses to the Jaguars and they tie, they both get in the postseason, no matter other results.
Okay. Part of me hopes that happens, but
so yeah, if Indy loses to Staley and whoever the Raiders interim coaches at this point, come to each other and say, do we just knee it out the entire game?
Oh my God, that'd be the worst game ever on national television. If all you see is Herbert and Carr just taking knees, turnovers on downs, just going back and forth at the 50-yard line. Good God, that'd be awesome.
Would that be worse than that Rams Patriots Super Bowl?
Yeah, because this would be a complete joke. This would be awesome.
Would the NFL levy fines down?
Oh, everyone would get fired. It'd be awesome. I cheer for chaos. But really, Chargers are favored by 3 points. I'm going to take Vegas Raiders +3. I hope
I'm going to Las Vegas Raiders +3 as well.
I hope the Raiders
said on the last episode, we think Derek Carr is easily a top 10 quarterback in this league.
I hope the Raiders win this game.
I think they will. The Chargers have not been playing well to end the season.
No, ever since that collapse against Kansas City, this team has not looked great.
So yeah, give me the Raiders to win this game.
Oh my God.
But I hope I'm not hoping the Colts lose, but if they do, just for that chaos that could happen, it'd be great.
Especially if this game is close. Like, let's say it's 17-20 in the fourth quarter, and the team with 17 is going down the field, and we're cheering for a field goal and overtime. Because I don't think that the knee situation will take place. I will 100% gamble everything I own on that.
I mean, it definitely won't, but just think of how pissed Goodell would be.
I mean, if you want to really stick it to Goodell, that would be the way to do it.
I think Goodell would be flying to.
He would be on a flight as soon as the first play was taken.
He'd be flying to Vegas as soon as possible.
New York to Vegas, I'm not sure he'd make it in time. Because the clock won't stop either. We'll just keep going. It might be the quickest game in history.
Just imagine Michaels and Collins, or Tirico's and Collinsworth's reaction to it.
Oh, Collinsworth would be
so pissed.
It'd be energetic, that's for sure. I'm not against it. NFL make it happen. But this was week 18, our picks. Sam, do you have anything else you want to share? And then we'll kind of get out of here, and then we'll know the playoff matchups next week, and probably talking about some coaches getting fired.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna know next week should be a lot more of a newsworthy episode just because of coaches being fired.
GM's getting fired.
Yeah, as well as getting into the more postseason matchups where we can, instead of going through 16 games, we can go through just 6 games and kind of go a little bit more in depth with it.
We'll definitely do that. We won't go like so much like what we've been doing with just naming games and spread and giving like a sentence or two about it, each of them. Instead, we'll actually like sit down, talk for 5 to 10 minutes about each game. Probably not 10 minutes now that I say that out loud, because that'd be 60 minutes. But we'll actually be able to discuss like what's the keys to victory for both teams. We'll be able to analyze everything a little bit more while being in a little bit tighter of a time frame. So we'll see you guys next week. I'll give you guys one more hashtag fire Nagy, one more hashtag fire Pace. It's been fun. Fire Pace crowd, fire Nagy crowd. This was a brothership that, it's a shame it has to end, but I'm happy that we're here. As for the Packers, they're going to be in the playoffs. They're probably not going to, well, actually, they're not going to be playing next week. We already know that. So we'll see you guys on the flippy floppy. Peace.
See ya.
Oh, also, if you're gambling with us, gamble responsibly. We're not responsible for your winnings or losings.
And if you're smart, you're probably gambling against us.
True. Our records are not good. Peace.